Here I want to show you how you can select and sort the contents within your tables. First of all, selecting. Whether you're selecting a cell, a row, a column, or the entire table, there's more than one way to do it. For example, if I want to select the contents of this cell, just go ahead and click and drag. That's one way. Another way is to hover over to the left-hand side, close to the border but not on the border of any cell, till you see a black arrow pointing inwards. When you click on it, it selects the entire cell. When you double-click, it selects the entire row. If you click once and you drag down, you can select it cell by cell. Let me go ahead and move back up. If you double-click and on the second click, you hold the left mouse button down, you can drag it down row by row and select it row by row. Let me go ahead and click off. And by the same token, if you want to go ahead and select an entire column, just hover over the top border of the top cell till you see a black arrow pointing down. If you go too far above, you don't get the black arrow, or too far down below, but right on top of that top border of the top cell, click on it, selects the entire column. Click on it, hold the left mouse button down, and you can drag to the right and select the next column. Let me go ahead and click off. Of course, you can also click and drag and go down cell by cell, or move over and do it cell by cell, going from one column to the next. Let me go ahead and click off. To select the entire table, every table in the upper left-hand corner has this little tag. Go ahead and click on it, selects all the cells within the table. And you'll notice that when you're working within the table or you have it selected, you get the related table tools, the design tab and layout tab, that when you click outside the table, they disappear. Now, not only do they disappear, but also that little tag in the upper left-hand corner of the table. You don't have to click within the table to get the cursor flashing within it to bring up that little tag. Just hover over the table and you see the tags up, and you can go ahead and click on it and select all the cells within the table. Speaking of which, let's come up here and click on the Layout tab when it comes to working with the contextual tabs, and come over here to the table group, and there's another way to select the cell, row, column, or the entire table. In other words, when I click within the table and I'm trying to select the column and I can't quite get my mouse pointer to get right on top of it because maybe I have a shaky hand, that's okay. Just go ahead and click anywhere within that column. You can click within the third cell within the column, it doesn't matter. Then come up here in the table group, click on the select drop down arrow and say you want to select that column. Because the cursor was flashing within that column, when you selected column, it knew to select that entire column. Or you can click on the drop down arrow and say you want to select the entire table. Okay? So if you have a tough time grabbing that tag or moving over to get those little black arrows, then just go ahead and get your cursor in there and use the select option there. Next, I want to show you how you can go ahead and sort the contents within your tables. So I've got my label here, or title, for this entire row here, even though it's not stretched across the entire row. And then down below I got the employees and the cities that they're in, the top sales for 2007. So if I want to go ahead and sort them by the last name, then come up here on the Layout tab again to the data group this time, click on the Sort A to Z button, and we're going to go from left to right. So it says, okay, which column do you want to sort by? So go ahead and click on the drop down arrow, choose a column. I've got 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. I want to sort by the employee's last name, so I'll leave it as column 1. And then it says over here, okay, what type of data is within that column? Is it text? Is it number? Is it a date? Leave it as text. And then using paragraphs, we don't have another choice, so we'll leave it there. And then ascending is A to Z. So it takes the first letter within each cell, and this is S, so it's at the lower end of the alphabet. Because it's ascending, it's going to put that down at the bottom. Because all the A's start up at the top, then B's, C's, D's, and then the W's will be down at the bottom. So let's go ahead, and before we click OK, I've got one problem here I want to keep an eye out for, is that I do not want this label or this first row sorted with the rest of the employees. So down below where it says my list has a header row, go ahead and select that so it knows that the first row, the heading for the rest of the table, doesn't get sorted with the rest of the employees down below. Go ahead and click OK, and there we go. It's sorted ascending because it put all the lower end of the alphabets, the first letters, you know, S and W's down below, and the upper end, A's, B's, C's, D's, F's, G's up at the top. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.